Nature's Ozempic. That's what they're calling berberine. This bright yellow supplement is supposed to give you all the benefits of expensive weight loss injections without the $1,000 prescription or weekly needles. Blood sugar control, appetite suppression, metabolic support, all for $20 on Amazon. But here's what nobody's telling you. The berberine market is flooded with fake garbage. Independent lab testing exposed massive fraud. More than half of berberine supplements contain almost no actual berberine. Some have less than 1% of what they claim. 7 brands tested had 0 berberine. You're buying colored capsules filled with fiber, lemon extract, and filler. And none work the way Ozempic works because that mechanism cannot be replicated by an over-the-counter supplement. I've been reading lab reports from Now Foods, Consumer Lab, and Supco. The results are shocking. This is one of the most fraudulent supplement categories on the market. By the end of this video, you'll know which brands are garbage and which few might actually deliver what their labels promise. Number 8. Lemme GLP-1 Daily. Lemme GLP-1 Daily, co-founded by Kourtney Kardashian and launched in September 2024, markets itself as increasing the body's GLP-1 production to reduce hunger and support weight management without the expensive injections. It contains 3 clinically studied plant extracts: Ariomin lemon fruit extract, Supreza saffron extract, and Morrisil red orange fruit extract. Pretty fancy sounding ingredients, which their marketing claims to spike your body's natural GLP-1 by 17%. But a 17% increase is biologically meaningless, and Lemme is currently facing class action lawsuits in both California and New York for false advertising. When you eat a meal, your GLP-1 naturally surges by 400 to 900%. So that 17% boost? It's just background noise, but the real kicker? Natural GLP-1 has a half-life of about 2 minutes before your gut enzymes destroy it. Drugs, like Ozempic and Wegovy, only work because pharmaceutical researchers modified its structure to avoid that destruction and extend half-life to 7 days. No amount of lemon extract can stop your enzymes from shredding hormones in seconds. This is exactly why Lemme is currently staring down class action lawsuits in California and New York for false advertising. The filings allege that the very studies Lemme cites showed 0 reduction in body weight, BMI, or waist-to-hip ration after 4 months of use. One plaintiff even reported gaining 5 pounds while taking the supplement. At $90 for a 1-month supply or $378 for a 6-month subscription, you're paying a premium price for a weight loss supplement that doesn't actually trigger weight loss. If a supplement doesn't explain how it stops the 2-minute hormone breakdown, it's not natural Ozempic. It's just expensive marketing. Number 7. Greeby Gummies. Berberine 1,200 milligrams. Next up is the gummy category. 1,200 milligrams, berberine per serving on the label. Amazon's Choice Badge, thousands of 5-star reviews. Vegan, organic, non-GMO claims everywhere. Around $25 for 120 gummies. Seems reasonable for convenient gummies. Here's the problem. Now, Foods ran this through HPLC testing. That's high-performance liquid chromatography, the gold standard for measuring potency. Greeby tested at less than 1% actual berberine. Less than 1%. If they have 1% of their claimed dose, you're getting 12 milligrams when you need 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams daily for any effects. Clinical research uses 500 milligrams 3 times daily. That's the minimum effective dose. Greeby isn't underdosing, it's functionally berberine-free. Those reviews? Fake. Check the accounts. Brand new profiles reviewing dozens of random products in days. Paid review farming. Greeby's website doesn't work. Customer service bounces. No physical address. Shell operation through Amazon. When they get exposed, they'll vanish and reappear under new names. It's entirely possible by the time this video reaches you, they've already disappeared. Why are gummies terrible for berberine? Chemistry. Gummies are produced using water. Berberine degrades in water. Even if they started with real berberine, which they didn't, the gummy process destroys it. Supco tested berberine gummies independently and found a 75% failure rate. 3 out of 4 contained virtually no berberine. This isn't just grubby, it's a category issue. Gummies don't work for berberine, so you're paying $25 for expensive gummy candy. Number 6. Metamucil and generic psyllium. Husk products. Social media has rebranded psyllium husk, the main ingredient in Metamucil and dozens of generic fiber supplements, as the poor man's Ozempic, based on the idea that fiber makes you feel full, leading to lower calorie consumption and therefore increased weight loss. But this comparison is actively dishonest. That is mechanical. Fullness, not hormonal weight loss. A 2023 meta-analysis confirmed that while psyllium might help you lose a few pounds through sheer bulk, the effects are clinically modest. We're talking a tiny fraction of what actual GLP-1 agonists achieve. Ozempic doesn't just fill you up. It targets receptors in your brain and gut to suppress appetite and trigger insulin release. Fiber just sits there. The natural Ozempic label sets you up for failure. Ozempic users typically see around 15% body weight loss. Psyllium users might just see better bathroom habits. Psyllium husk does have some genuine benefits. It's great for relieving constipation, supporting digestive health, and for modest blood sugar regulation. Those are legitimate, science-backed benefits. But if you're buying it because a TikTok influencer told you it's a natural alternative to pharmaceutical weight loss, you're being sold a biological fairy tale. Number 5. A squared berberine, the Amazon cereal failure. A Squared is an Amazon-exclusive brand with products across multiple supplement categories, and a track record that is frankly embarrassing. They hold the distinction of being the absolute worst performer in Now Food's ongoing quality testing program. We're talking about a brand that has failed 8 separate rounds of independent testing across multiple supplement categories. When Now tested a Squared's berberine in late 2023, it didn't even hit 40% of the potency on the label. This isn't a one-time manufacturing glitch, it's a business model. A brand that fails 8 times across multiple product categories doesn't prioritize delivering what its labels promise. They prioritize high-volume sales and Amazon algorithm tricks over actually putting the ingredients in the bottle. They use the classic low-quality Amazon playbook. Massive review counts that show signs of manipulated feedback and incentivization. Vague branding that hides the actual manufacturing source and labels that claim GMP certification with 0 verifiable third-party testing results. The strategy is simple. Sell it cheap enough that you won't bother asking for a refund when it doesn't work. By the time the negative reviews catch up to them, they just launch a new listing and start over. Serial failure across multiple tests is the ultimate red flag. If a brand consistently underdelivers in a lab, assume they're underdelivering for you too. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt just because the price is low. Number 4. Wellness Labs, RX, Coney Fancy, Satumi. 3 more brands? Same scam we've already seen. These are perfect examples of the no-name Amazon brands flooding the market with fraud in a professional-looking bottle. Wellness Labs RX with its fake medical AEX branding. Cone Fancy advertises Salon Cinnamon. Satumi markets black pepper for absorption. All tested at less than 1% berberine by Now Foods. All priced $24 to $28. Professional, packaging, Amazon's choice, fake reviews. They follow the same playbook. Add supporting ingredients to look sophisticated, use medical language for legitimacy, buy review farms. 0 company presence outside Amazon. No websites, no customer service, no locations. And it's so easy to do. The FDA doesn't pre-approve supplements and no one checks for potency before a listing goes live. If a company decides to skip third-party testing, there is literally nothing stopping them from lying to your face. Black pepper does help absorption. Chromium has blood sugar research. But these only matter if there's a primary ingredient to enhance. When your product has less than 1% berberine, the enhancer does nothing. Chromium might be in there because it's cheap. But without berberine, you've got overpriced chromium with fancy marketing. These brands target diabetics and people with metabolic syndrome. Vulnerable populations searching for affordable options. Selling them fake supplements is dangerous when people skip real medical treatment thinking these work. The lesson here? Stop buying from brands that don't have a life outside of an Amazon storefront. If you don't see an NSF International, USP verified, or Consumer Lab mark, Assume the label is a work of fiction. If they won't pay for independent testing, you shouldn't pay for their product. Number 3. High-dose green tea extract, EGCG. Green tea extract sounds healthy, and it does have research supporting metabolic effects. But when it's concentrated into the doses needed for weight loss pills, the math gets dangerous. The effective dose for fat loss sits uncomfortably close to the dose that causes liver toxicity. A 2020 systematic review found that 400 to 500 milligrams of EGCG can produce modest weight loss, but those same doses are linked to hepatotoxicity or liver damage in susceptible people. The European Food Safety Authority sets the upper safe limit at 800 milligrams per day, yet many fat burners blow right past that threshold, often mixing it with caffeine, which only complicates the safety profile. The risk-benefit calculus here is just broken. You're looking at modest weight loss results in exchange for a very real risk of liver enzyme elevation. Since most people aren't exactly running liver function tests after taking a supplement, you won't know there's a problem until the damage is done. Unless you're working with a doctor to monitor your labs, high-dose EGCG isn't worth it. Dosings are inconsistent, the benefit is minimal, and the potential cost to your health is way too high. Stick to drinking the tea. It's safer and actually hydrating. Number 2. GL. P-activate and multi-ingredient metabolism. Formulas products like GLP. Activate love to brag about their ingredient lists. They cram berberine, green tea extract, chromium, probiotics, and sometimes a dozen other ingredients into a single capsule, marketing it as comprehensive support. It looks impressive on paper, but here's the reality. Layering these ingredients together doesn't create synergy. It creates unpredictability. Each of these compounds has its own clinical research. Berberine has evidence for glucose regulation. Green tea has modest metabolic effects. Chromium plays a role in insulin sensitivity, but all those studies use specific high doses. To fit a dozen ingredients into 2 capsules, manufacturers have to slash those dosages, leaving you with sub-therapeutic amounts. Trace levels that look good on the label but aren't enough to actually do anything in your body. Worse, these companies haven't actually tested the finished formula. They haven't proven these ingredients work better together, that they're safe long-term, or that their specific blend beats taking the individual ingredients. These kitchen sink formulas exist for one reason: broader marketing claims. You're paying a premium for a product designed to look comprehensive while delivering therapeutic doses of absolutely nothing. If you want the benefits of berberine, buy high-quality berberine. Don't waste your money on a diluted cocktail that wasn't designed for results. Number 1. Green People Formula. Berberine 600 milligrams. Green People goes hard on eco-friendly marketing. Organic sourcing, sustainable practices, nature imagery everywhere. Claims 600 milligrams from organically grown Berberis aristata. Around $27 for 60 capsules. Premium pricing justified by organic certification. Now, foods testing showed the same old problem. Less than 1% berberine? This is greenwashing plus health fraud. Environmental buzzwords create quality impressions while selling products with no active ingredient. Organic certification means source plants were grown without synthetics, legitimate when properly documented. But it says nothing about final product potency. You can have organic berberine that's properly standardized and potent, or organic filler with trace berberine, and the label doesn't tell you which. Green People's website doesn't work. No contact information, no verifiable certification, no transparency about sourcing or manufacturing. This targets health-conscious consumers who care about environmental impact. Beware of those brands exploiting good values to sell fraudulent products. If a berberine supplement doesn't display NSF, USP, or Consumer Lab certification, don't buy it. Here's what you need to understand about the berberine market. The Nature's Ozempic trend created massive demand overnight. TikTok influencers called berberine the natural alternative to expensive GLP-1 medications. Millions searched Amazon. Opportunistic sellers, not legitimate manufacturers, created products to fill demand. Dropshippers capitalizing on trending keywords who source the cheapest bulk powder from suppliers with misleading certificates. They create professional labels with big claims, buy fake reviews, make millions before anyone realizes the fraud, and disappear before they can be held to account. So, what should you buy? Here are the berberine supplements actually worth your money. Number 2. Now Foods. Berberine glucose support. 90 soft gels. Now Foods tested 33 berberine products sold on Amazon and Walmart in late 2023, and berberine glucose support was the only one to achieve 100% potency. Alchemist Labs confirmed the results. 1,000 milligrams of berberine per serving in soft gels that are designed to protect the formulation from degradation. This is legitimate berberine. Each soft gel contains 400 milligrams, berberine HCl from Berberis aristata bark, which is then combined with MCT oil. This serves two purposes. First, since berberine is fat-soluble, the oil-based delivery improves absorption. Second, it reduces the digestive discomfort that is often associated with berberine. And what separates Now from cheaper alternatives is the infrastructure behind that result. The company operates its own GMP-certified manufacturing facilities, conducts in-house quality testing, and participates in third-party verification programs. They are family-owned since 1968, with a clear history of quality control, ingredient verification, contamination testing, and accountability. The science behind berberine is legitimate. A 2020 meta-analysis confirmed it can significantly reduce fasting blood glucose and A1C and triglycerides in people with type 2 diabetes. Another study showed consistent, if modest, weight loss when paired with lifestyle changes. To get those results, you need 900 to 1,500 milligrams daily. Now's formula hits that sweet spot perfectly. At about $38 for a 90-count bottle, you aren't just buying a supplement. You're paying for the peace of mind that the ingredients on the label are actually inside the capsule. In this industry, that's a rare win. Dosing protocol matters. Take it 3 times daily with meals. Berberine has roughly a 4-hour half-life. Taking it all at once doesn't maintain steady levels, so you need consistent dosing throughout the day for metabolic effects. Now Foods is widely available Amazon, iHerb, Vitacost, Walmart, directly from Now's website. Not a ghost brand. Customer service exists and responds. Real berberine at fair pricing. Number 1, the upgrade. Thorne Berberine, 60 capsules. Thorne is premium berberine. The problem with standard berberine is poor bioavailability. Your body just isn't good at absorbing it. But Thorne has found a solution, phytosome technology which binds the berberine to phospholipids. The result? Absorption that's roughly 10 times higher than standard extracts. This matters because bioavailability determines how much reaches the bloodstream and tissues. A 500 milligram capsule of Thorne's phytosome can actually deliver more active berberine to your bloodstream than a 1,000 milligram dose of the cheap stuff. So you're getting more punch with a smaller capsule. Thorne is also the gold standard for transparency. They hold the NSF Certified for Sport designation and publish batch-specific certificates of analysis on their site. You don't have to guess if your bottle is free from contaminants, heavy metals, pesticides, or microbial contamination. You can literally look up the lab results for your specific batch. And this is why Thorne costs more than the average. NSF testing is expensive and requires ongoing retesting. Most brands don't bother because it reduces profit margins. At around $44 for 60 capsules or 30 servings, you're paying more for quality assurance and superior absorption. And that quality assurance goes even further. The company has TGA certification from Australia's Therapeutic Goods Administration. TGA standards are stricter than FDA regulations, with full facility inspections and production process audits. Thorne is the first U.S. supplement company achieving full TGA certification. They are also the #1 recommended clinical brand by healthcare practitioners. Over 100 professional sports teams use Thorne. Athletes undergo regular drug testing so they can't risk contaminated supplements. Thorne's reputation is built on verified purity. The bottom line, don't buy the magic weight loss lie. The natural Ozempic trend is built on a fundamental misunderstanding of biology. Real GLP-1 drugs work because scientists spent years developing a product that mimics your own hormone that suppresses appetite, slows stomach emptying, and increases insulin secretion. And they engineered them to survive your gut enzymes while doing so. Supplements just can't do that. They might help with blood sugar or make you feel full with fiber, but they are not mimicking Ozempic, and they won't help you lose 15 to 20% of your body weight within 1 to 2 years. Marketing them as if they can is either pure ignorance or deliberate fraud. Even worse, most of these brands aren't even putting these ingredients in the bottle. When 18 out of 33 berberine products fail lab tests and some contain less than 1% of what's on the label, we aren't just looking at bad marketing. We're looking at a massive quality crisis. If you want actual results, you need to follow 2 simple rules. Demand third-party testing. If you don't see an NSF, USP, or Consumer Lab seal, you're just guessing, and so are they. Testing data proves that trusting the manufacturer is a losing bet. Keep your expectations real. Berberine is great for glucose support. Fiber is great for fullness. Neither is a biological clone of a prescription GLP-1 agonist. If you want the real deal, see a doctor. If you want high-quality metabolic support, buy a brand that's been independently verified and take it properly. Take with meals to reduce GI side effects. Split doses into 2 to 3 times daily. Don't exceed 1,500 milligrams daily. Check drug interactions. Berberine affects cytochrome, P450 enzymes in your liver. These metabolize many medications. Berberine can increase or decrease blood levels of other drugs. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist before starting if you're on prescriptions. And if an Amazon listing promises natural Ozempic for $20, assume you're buying a bottle of expensive filler and false promises. If you've been burned by one of the avoid brands or had a different experience with berberine, drop it in the comments. In a market this flooded with scams, your real-world data is the best weapon we have. If you're tired of the wellness industrial complex treating your health like a cash grab, hit that subscribe button and share it with everyone you know thinking about trying berberine. We're here to cut through the hype and build a list of products that actually do what they say on the label. Join the community, stop wasting your money, and let's keep the good list growing. Together, we're holding these companies accountable and stopping people from getting ripped off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.